I tell you, I started making 11 p.m. last night. I started making it at 11 p.m. last night and then finished it about just over an hour and a half ago. It's not even a big one. It's not even a big presentation, but still, I had so much fun. Why? Because it's close. There we go. Okay, we're back. Um, but yeah, like I said, I started making this at 7 o'clock last night. Had great fun. And I have examples. I have 2 examples of how to. Hi, Johnny. Today. Also, how are you, Fable? How's Cujo today? Yeah, we're gonna talk about. I will fight my mind. I don't like my. It's annoying. Am I just gonna? Yeah. What is going on? Okay, I'm just gonna hold it here. It sounds better here. I'm just gonna hold it. So I don't really need to use any of my keyboard today. Why are you peeking? Okay. There we go. Right, well, I've got to hold it now. I'm joking. But yeah, so yesterday I was talking to a friend in their stream and we were talking about games and some of the history of games. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I will actually do a stream about it because I did a module last year in semester 1 of my master's degree and I've had the pleasure of being lectured by a specialist in this field, so I thought, why not? Thanks for the look, Cujo. Um, so yeah, I had the pleasure of being taught by a lovely historian, who is one of the leading specialists in the sort of history and games type field. It's very new. Um, So yeah, we're gonna look at video games like for beginning, just understanding types of video games that are out there and um, why they're important and why it is important to portray history in video games. And then we're gonna move on to some of the board games. We're gonna look at board games throughout history, and we're gonna have a bit of a fun playing 2 games from the list that I found online. I've only got a handful of board games that I'm going to talk about. So I say let us get started and enjoy the presentation. Like I said, I created this very quickly. I didn't. I had a blast. I had so much fun making it. So I definitely will be doing this in the future with some more history topics. Unfortunately, I can't talk about my dissertation topics because I'll be self-plagiarizing myself, and we're not doing that. So I say, let's get started, and I hope everybody enjoys this. And at the end, I have a page where you can just drop your questions in the comments, and I will in the chat, and I'll try my best to answer as many as I can. So let's get started, shall we? Let's hope it works. I'm just gonna hope it works. Working. Okay. Okay, so history portrayed in games. Now, the history of games is a relatively new concept amongst scholars. When I say that, I mean it is a relatively new field that has scholars focusing on the importance of portraying history in games. Why is it important? That type of thing. And you'll be very surprised to know that many of these scholars are actually people who've worked on games, very well-known games, and helped the developers understand, put in actual historical information and make sure it's actually factual. So some of the examples I have here is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We have Kingdom Come Deliverance, which this particular one has been praised for its accuracy. I actually wrote an essay with this one, and I wish I could play it. I've seen someone else play it. I wish I could play it, but oh well. Europa. I'm just going to say Europa because I can't pronounce the rest of that. That's another one that is often written about by scholars, and there's so many more. I know I wrote there that it is important to portray history with some level of accuracy, but I will go into more detail with that in a moment, so we will just move on for now. So here are just some examples of video games that I found when I was just looking for examples, and A Plague's Tale: Innocence is one that a friend of mine, a classmate of mine, spoke about in my classes last semester, and obviously we can understand it follows the plague. We have Civilization there. We have Crusader Kings 2 and 3. Now, I've had the absolute pleasure of meeting the historian who helped developers of those two games with the historical accuracy, so I can vouch that those two games are very good. I haven't played them, but the historical accuracy in them has been oversaw by a very lovely historian who I am very, very good acquaintances with. So yeah. And then I put The Sims Medieval. Now I guess you might be surprised when I say Sims Medieval. You might think, oh, that's not historically accurate at all. Now, I can't say it's fully historically accurate. However, it does showcase a level of, what's the word? It shows social and cultural aspects of the medieval period. We see the dynamics of court life. We see the dynamics between relationships and how you use these connections to further your status in society. It shows you the types of careers that were available there. And yeah, I find it so interesting. I wish I could play this, but unfortunately my computer's too powerful. But yes, it shows an aspect of history that I find very good, and it is a good example, and it's a fun one. And I will mention in a moment that we obviously see a lot of fantasy elements in a lot of historical games, and that is simply to make it entertaining. That is all it is. It's to make it entertaining for the player, and as long as it's got a level of accuracy, I think it's fine. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is another one I've just mentioned. I think I've just spelled. Did I spell it wrong in the? No, I didn't. That one is, from what I can understand, based off actual events, kind of. I've been to a exhibition or collaboration with a local historical trust and Assassin's Creed, which showed the history of this game and what it portrays. And when I tell you it was fascinating, I had the blast going to this thing. You had live actors, it spoke about times were like and the history of it type thing, and honestly amazing. So fun. And I do recommend looking into that a bit more. And the architecture is often based off other locations. When I've put Manor Lords. Now Manor Lords isn't out yet. Manor Lords is coming out in this year, and I'm hoping it's going to be compatible with macOS because I want to play it. I really want to play it. This one, I found it by coincidence on YouTube, and it's based off medieval period, and it's a simulation game. So you can imagine what it's going to be about. You build yourself a home and you start expanding. Now, I've seen comments, and it is apparently historically accurate to an extent. They worked with historians. They've really put an effort into trying to do that, which I think is amazing. So yeah, I recommend all of these games, really. I think if you want to get a taste of history in games, do give one of them a try and see how you feel about it. But also, so many history games. I say just, check them out. Now, why is it important? That is one of the biggest questions for historians and scholars now about the history of games and why portraying historical events in video games is so important. Now, obviously, first up, we have historical accuracy. Now, you'd be surprised with how controversial of a topic historical accuracy in media is. More so in terms with film and TV series. I won't be going into that, unfortunately, because it's a whole other thing. We don't talk about it for this. But significantly so in recent years, this topic is all over the news, all over the place. It's in paper articles, everything. It's very interesting to read, though. And we do get our own set of arguments when it comes to games. The reason, for me personally, I find it important to have historical accuracy is not only because this is an interactive form of media with the player and they're going through the motions. This is often the first exposure of a period of history for individuals. They pick up a game about a historical period. They don't know anything about this historical period. They just saw the cover of the game and thought, oh, this looks interesting, let's give it a go. This is their first interaction with this period of history. So, if you add in the fact that if it's based off a historical event or a historical period, the player may assume that the game is accurate, that it's historically accurate, and this may not be the case. So you have that risk, and there's a risk there. It's always a risk, and it's the same with TV and film. There's always the risk. And like I said, they often have fantasy themes. And when I say fantasy themes, I know in The Sims Medieval, they have a monster in a well, that type of thing. And the reason often that these fantasy elements are included is simply to engage an audience. It makes it interesting. It adds that element of fun. And not saying that history isn't fun, that having that aspect of fantasy involved with history is often just a little bit of a boost to engage an audience. And now you can see audience is my second point. What I find very fun about this concept of historical themed games is the audience and target audiences are so vast. You have games that can be targeted at children, such as school-age children. I think I remember when I was at school, I had there was a game about cavemen. I think I played a game about cavemen, and it was so fun. But yeah, you've got those games, and then you have the teens and adults that are target audience. And these historical games can go up to the old ages as well. But again, Kingdom Come Deliverance is an example I have here. And you've got this mixture of fantasy and historical accuracy in games. So it engages more people with it. And I really like this. I like the fact that we have a particular genre that can be so I want to say accessible. Accessibility is my next point, but it is accessible. This genre is so accessible to people, and it allows an exposure to history in a way that's fun. It's not boring. You're not sitting down in a classroom. It's fun. You're playing. You're interacting with it. You know, you're sword fighting. Your strategies. You're thinking about strategies to win a battle. You're trying to ensure that your village has crops and food, that type of thing. You're building a village, you're building a city, a castle, that you're in court, you're in a medieval court. There's so much that you can learn from history and games. And I think it is an important way to teach history. It's a fun way to teach history, if you ask me. It's one of those ways. I would love to play a game and teach myself history, but alas, I will stick to the books and that type of stuff. And the other thing with accessibility is you are a good boy, Cooch. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Thank you. But as I was saying, accessibility is something that we think about, especially when it comes to society as we know it. We've got people in poverty, we've got people, you know, who don't have other access to computers, they don't have access to cars, they can't drive places to see historical landmarks, etc., etc. But the good thing with, I think, games, you can access them on your phone, you can access them in libraries, at school. There's so many ways to access these things, so it makes it more accessible. But I think it's also a very accessible way to teach history and expose history to people, and in a fun way. I do think it is important. So there is that. Now we're gonna go to our first game. We are gonna go to our first game. Are we ready? Are we ready to talk about the first game? This game is the Royal Game of Yore. Now, this is dated to be from around 177 BC, so it is a very old game, and it is known and argued to be the first board game, and it derives its name from the Mesopotamian metropolis. I can't pronounce that, I'm so sorry, but this was where it was first unearthed. So as you can see, there's a picture of it. It's an example. It's a very small game. It's not big. It's not massive. The circular counters with the 5 dots on, those are the counters that you play with, and the triangle is the dice. So how do you play this? Oh, thank you, Maximum Joker. Thank you for the raid. Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good stream, Maximum Joker. But hello, everybody. Welcome, raiders. Oh, hello, Eliza Beast. Hello, hello. I don't usually see you guys over this way. But yeah, I'm talking about some history today. I'm obviously, if you don't know me, if it's your first time here, I am a qualified historian. I am currently doing a master's in history as well. I specialise in Victorian Edwardian era, but today we are talking about games. We're talking about the history of games. We're exploring some board games, and we're going to play some examples in a moment. But yes, welcome in, welcome in. My name's Wolfie, by the way. I completely forgot to say my name's Wolfie. But I'm so happy that you just raided me. It's made my day. My day is going okay. I've had a pretty chill day, actually. I've been creating this presentation, not doing much, actually. I've walked my dog, that's about it. I've been chilling. I've been trying to take it easy and go from there. But yes, I hope your stream went well. I hope your stream went well. What did you do? Yes, welcome in everybody. As I was saying, the Royal Game of Yore is obviously dated to be around from 177 BC. It's a very small game, but to play it, how is it played? That is the question. So to win, players raced their opponents to the opposite end of the board, moving pieces according to knucklebone dice rolls. Then that's the triangle dice. And per the Met, squares inlaid with floral rosettes were lucky fields. So as you can see on this little picture here, we have 5 floral squares, and these were the fields that would prevent your pieces from being captured, and they would give you an extra turn. Oh, that's sad. But yeah, so we can see it's a very small board, and you start off at the end that has, it's the 4x3. So you start at the bottom, you work your way to the 2 floral pieces at the top, the 2 floral squares, and then each player will go down the middle and they'll get to that bottom square that has the 5 dots. Each player will then go out at the side and then go to the floral one, and you have to get 1 point to get off the board, and that's your score. You scored 1, and the winner, basically you have to get all of your counters to that point. And the first person to do so wins. So I'm hoping this works, but I actually have an example of it. So let me just find it. Where are you? You quickly just this. So we're going to play this one. I'm going to make it easy because I am wild. Can we see it? A bit big there. So let give me a moment. Let me edit it. Da, da, da. I would have thought I would have fixed this, right? Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. That's it. Okay, so this is the Royal Game of Yore. I am the orangey pieces and AI blue pieces. So these are the triangles. Roll it. So I move free. I can go there. I'm going to get another board. As you can see, they landed on that top piece. They got an extra roll. You can move free. Get to the middle. Go one. I'm going to get another one. Here, we can see that my piece got eaten. Eat him right back. They don't get any. Unfortunately, because I've got 3, I can't get there, which is really sad. I'm going to do this. I don't get any moves. Because I've rolled 2, I now get my point, so I've got one of my things. Play the risk getting eaten by that person. So I can't do that, so I will do that. So I can't go anymore. If I had gotten a 4, I could have. What I'm going to do is I can do that. I can take them now. That. 2. That. I've got another counter. Without that, I'll do this. Oh, thank you for following the Secretist history. Hello. How are we? How are you? He's probably gonna eat. Damn. We tried people. It's fine. 3, we'll go. Damn. My goodness. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, my name is Wolfie Moriko. I am a historian and cozy streamer. I hope you had a very nice time over at Neverfell's stream. What did you do, Neverfell, and how are you today? Today we are talking history. We are talking history today. We are exploring the history of games, and I am showing an example now of what is argued to be the first board game, and it's called the Royal Game of Yore. So I am the orange counter, and the goal is we have to get all our counters to the end. I'm trying to beat AI right now. But yes, I've spoken a bit about video games, but now we're on to board games. So I hope you enjoy your time with me. Very chill stream today. Let's talk history. I hope you like history. I am a qualified historian, I will add. I am a qualified historian. So there is that. Oh, tier list showdown. I'll have to check it out later. Sounds fun. Take that back out. Anyway, let's roll, shall we? Number 1, let's move down. It's a very simple game, but I really do enjoy it. I think it's very fun. And if you think, these people didn't have TVs, they had none of that. So it's a very easy game to just play. Okay, so I'll go down there. I'm not a fan of this blue one, you know. So I can't move there, so I'm going to add another one to the board. They've got their first point. They've got their first counter down. I've got 2. Again, I can't move there, so I'll move there. I can roll again. So I can't go down there. I don't really want to go there. So what we're going to do, we're going to add another counter to the board. Now, because they rolled a 3, they couldn't get off this board. They have to roll a 1. Or 2, I can't remember. It's one or the other. Right, go there. 3, I can go down there. So obviously I can't then go off this board. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to get a 1. That gives me another roll. Because the floral pieces again will give you another roll. Again, because I didn't roll a 1, I can't get this counter yet. So what I'm going to do that. Again, can't do that. So we're going to go here. Again, I'm going to do that. Again, can't do that, so I'm going to do that. I can now get my third piece. So if you can see, I've got 1 piece left off the board. They've got 3. So I've got 3 on the board, but I've got 1 left off. So we're going to do this. 1. I've now got my 4th piece off the board. Am I going to win this? I didn't win last time. I didn't win. We'll move up. Okay, we've got 3. Let's go down here. 2. We're going to go down there. Again, it gives me another roll. Okay, so they've got 3 off the board now. Oh, I knew he was going to do that. Let's go. 3, so that. Obviously, as you can see, it's a bit time consuming, but I think it's fun. I'm having quite a good time here. 2. I've now got my 5th piece off the board. 2. I can go up there, get another roll. I can't move. This is rude. I think it's very rude of that to do. 2, we're going to take that off. 3, we're going to take him off. They're going to take me off. That's fine. I'll get that back on. Okay, so they're catching up with me, but it's fine. I'm not going to let it stop me. Damn. Please don't get 1. Damn. Okay. I thought they were going to take me out then. I was certain of it. 4. Let's go. I'm going to move that there. Oh, thank you for the bit, Stain Tea. 2. I can then get my 6th one. 3. 1, so I can take them off. 1, let's go. Let's take that off. That's alright, thank you for the lurk. Am I gonna win? That is the question. Oh, please be a 1. Damn it. Damn it, I nearly won. Come on, just give me 1. No, I can't, no. Am I just gonna keep rolling until I get a 1? Is this gonna be it for me? So we've both got 1 on the board. Oh no, they've got 2 to get. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. We can do that. You know, my family just love interrupting me. But anyway, I'm never going to get this 1, am I? AI, are you cheating me here? They're cheating me! What is going on? Why? Thank you! How rude! I was having a fight with that then. Okay, but we won! We won! So anyway, let's go back to the PowerPoint. So as you can see, it is a relatively easy game to understand and then how to work. I think it was quite fun. So yeah, this one, very pretty board, very easy to play. Argued to be one of the first board games. I'm going to say one of the first because I'm not entirely sure if it is the first. Scholars have said it is, but later on I will show you that there is a game that is also argued to be the oldest. But anyway, here are some other examples. So we have Mehen, which is an Egyptian one. We have Go, which is obviously Chinese. It's from China, but we often see it in media, in anime. It's in Japan. It's in Korea. It's a very popular game even now. We have, I think they're called Nine Men's Morris, which is these two here. And you can see people used anything they could get their hands on to make a game. This is on a piece of rock that's been carved. And you can see this is a rather large board here. I think you'd take the ball and you try and get it out of the thing here. This is Senate. This is another Egyptian game. This, I think it's Patoli. You can see it's rather large. It's a very big one. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this one's called again. I cannot remember. But as you can see, they used whatever they could. I did see Mancala when I was researching. I haven't included it though, sadly. But yeah, as you can see, there's a variety of games here, and you've got circular ones, you've got these big ones down here. So they used what they could to make games and to have fun. Now, let's go into some other games. This is Sugoroku. I am butchering the name. I apologize. This dates from around the 8th century. So again, it's a rather old one. And it was originally a very complex game played by two people with a pair of dice and 15 counters each. And this game was extremely popular among Japanese elite. So, this image over on the left here, this is a more traditional board. We have very beautiful, I have to say, illustrations and you can see it's a bit like Snakes and Ladders, I want to say, and it's a bit similar to a game that's next. I'd say you just keep going around like this until you get to the middle. And I think this particular board is absolutely beautiful. I think it's so interesting to look at. There's so many illustrations there. It's so detailed. And these two over here, these are more modern takes on the game. And you can see it's very interesting how they incorporate images and the spaces that you need to land on. My favourite has to be with the dog. I think it's so colourful. It's so pretty. I would have loved to play this. I don't exactly know how you play it, but I found it interesting, so I wanted to mention it. Yeah, you can see there's definitely a variety of different illustrations for these boards throughout history. There was so many when I looked this up. So many different boards, so many different designs, illustrations. Very worth, I'd say, if you just want to have a quick look. Definitely give it a go. There's some very interesting ones. Now, this game is very interesting. The amount of different style of board games, the illustrations of this game have been fun to look at. There's so many, so many different designs. But anyway, the Game of the Goose. This game is a simple race game. It's very similar to Snakes and Ladders. You move around the board type thing. Now, the first evidence of this was actually dated to be around the medieval period. And we know this because historians actually found a royal statute that within it said the game was banned. They banned the game in the medieval period. No idea why. I mean, I do know why. It will be explained in a moment. But yes, I find it very interesting that we have evidence physical evidence of this particular game being banned within a medieval royal statute. How fascinating is that? It's so fun. And the actual name of the Game of Goose, should we say, originated in 15th century Italy, according to historians. And I didn't include the translation, but essentially, I believe the word goose is in the Italian translation. Anyway, like many games pre-19th century, they were played for money. Hello, Angel. How are you? But yes, so many games pre-19th century were played for money. So gambling, we can say. So this particular game was often associated with problems of debt. You had notorious cheating going on. But yeah, it's crazy. But one quote that I have found, which I think it just made me laugh a little bit. So it's from Gonzalo, who was the court jester of King Philip II of Spain. And he wrote, "God grant that he who made it may burn for. To the prince and the infanta and Louis Tristan, I have lost 40 scrudi." Now, infanta is daughter of the king. So that's like the daughter. It's the sister of the prince type thing. So you can say, Gonzalo, the court jester, has played this game with the prince and his sister and Louis, and he's lost. And he's lost money because they played for money. It's quite fun. I think it's a very fun quote, and I'm glad I found it. And I'm so glad you're here, Angel. Very nice to see you here. But yes, you can kind of see we have a variety of different style of the board here. We've got the goose. And surprisingly, many of the boards never actually incorporated a goose at all. So the Game of the Goose was just a name. Most of the boards, as you can see, didn't even include it. We have a suffragette one here, which I found absolutely fascinating because when I did my module in my first semester, I actually did it on the suffragette movement. And I wish I had seen this game before, but I didn't. But anyway, so we have this circular style. We have this one here, which just goes round. This is more medieval style. It's got a lot of interesting illustrations. And this one's a bit more complicated for me to understand personally. I don't really understand the movement of it, but they're numbered. They've got some pictures there. And again, I actually have an example of this one. I found it online. So let me just go get it sorted. Let me open it and I will switch over. Let me see if it works. Okay. So again, I'm playing against AI. I am the red counter. Can you see it? As you can see, we both start at this starting point and we go round the board. So if I do this, so 4, I've moved 4, they roll. So yeah, if you land on the goose, you get to move again. Oh no, I miss a turn. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose against the AI. I tested this out earlier and I won. I'm very sad. Haha! Yay! Please don't jinx myself. Please don't jinx myself. Okay, phew. So yeah, if you... No! I jinxed myself! But essentially, yeah, if you get to the end and you've rolled too many, you have to go backwards. That's the rule. Hi Kay, how are you? Oh, thank you for the head pats. How are you today, Kay? How are you? Oof, that was so close. That was so close. I am good, I'm good. I'm having a blast. I'm smiling like an idiot right now. I love talking history. I don't know why it's taking me this long to actually discuss it. I won! Let's go! Woohoo! Okay. I'm a child, I swear. But yeah, I'm having a blast. I love this. It's great. But anyway, that was the example of the Game of the Goose. That was the Game of the Goose. And I found it. I love it. It's a very just easy game. It's so easy. I'm gonna have to try and see if I can find a copy myself. But I think my favorite thing about it is just this quote. It's that quote from Gonzalo, which is, "God grant that he who made it may burn for to the prince and the infanta and Louis Tristan. I have lost 40 scrudi." I think that's so funny. I think it's great. And I obviously love this illustration of it. But anyway, let's move to the next one, shall we? Now, I'm going to call this King's Table because that is the translated term. This image up here, this is the one that was unearthed in... So we can see it's made out of wood. Very basic. Now, to play this game, a king must escape to the corner of the board with the aid of his 12 defenders, while 24 attackers lie in wait to capture him. It originated in Scandinavia. I'm not entirely sure of the date. I apologise. It is suggested that it was developed after a Roman war game called Ludus Latulorum. I can't pronounce that. And fun fact, that game was developed from Patia, a game of the Greeks. So it's a game of a game of a game, which I find really interesting. And so as you can see, you have these white counters in the middle here, and you have these attackers on the outside. The king is the middle one. He is in the middle. So he needs to try to get to these edges here to escape. And these attackers will move in formations. They can only move a certain amount of squares at a time. And it is their role. They need to try and encase the king. If they encase him, he loses. And it's a relatively easy game. But what I also think is interesting, like I said, it's a game of a game of a game. This game is now what it's been developed into now what we call chess, which I find interesting. But anyway, when I did my module last semester, we had to create a game ourselves. And again, I made one on the suffragette movement. A classmate of mine actually did his based off this game. And instead of looking at king or Vikings, whatever, he decided to look at the sack of Rome. So you had the emperor in the middle, and then you had the attackers, the peasants, or whatever, the opponents. And it was really fun. We had a blast playing it. So I've had a bit of a taste of how to play this game, and I think it's a great game. I've actually seen this particular image in person. I've seen the game in person. When I tell you it's so expensive, I nearly cried. I was like, what on earth are you talking about? That is so expensive. But no, it's a very fun looking game. So that was that one. Here we have Go. Now, I feel like this one is very well known. I feel like everybody who watches anime knows this. Anyone who listens to K-pop or watches K-pop TV shows, you know this. This is another board game that's argued to be the oldest. That's why I said earlier, it's with the Royal Game of Yore, that this is a debated topic. I want to say debated, but there's different... So this one dates back as early to the 2356 BC, but some suggest, I say some, suggest it's more likely to have been around the 2nd millennium BCE, and this game originated in China. It was taken to Japan in 500 CE, becoming popular in the Heian period. and it actually became very popular amongst the samurai classes. It's interesting, if you ask me. And then it also became additionally significantly popular in Japan in the first half of the 20th century. And then the game spread worldwide. So it spread worldwide after World War II. So you can see this game really wasn't known in the West until after the Second World War. This game was purely in the countries of China, Japan, and Korea. This is where we see it most, this game. And obviously we see in these illustrations, we have old illustrations such as this painting, which I think is beautiful, ask me. But this would also have been in the inner chambers, most likely. It's looking like the harem. The thing with China, Japan, and Korea, harems were rather big over there in this, especially in the early periods. It was how they ran. And I just want to say, Japan, although there's this rule that women cannot rule, they cannot be the empress, they can't be in charge. I don't know where they've got this idea, because their history, there's many successful empresses from Japan throughout history. So I don't understand why. But anyway, very interesting to look at Asian history, especially the harems. I might actually do a little thing on that soon. I am doing a module on queenship, and it does come up. It's very interesting. But like I said, it pops up in anime all the time. This is a picture of some royals playing it. So it's a very simple game. I say simple game. I have no idea how to play it. I looked at the rules and I went, nope. I am not even attempting to even think about how to explain this to people. But essentially you capture, I think you have to capture an area on the board, or I don't know. You have to capture something. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's go to some other board game examples. Now, these board games are 19th century. So this was interesting to me. It's a very complicated looking game, but you see the counters, all of this. This, I found, the Great Victorian Cycle Race. And the counters are actually little figures on bicycles. It is so cute. I'm so glad I found it, but I just love the illustrations. These are this is the type of bikes that were invented at this time. It's insane, really. I obviously know the penny farthing. That's one that I've seen in person as well, in a museum. But no, cycling was an interesting thing back then. But I do like this game. Again, it's a bit like Snakes and Ladders. You roll a dice and you move around the board. This one is about the Indian travelers, so it's the journey to India, and it's again one of those that you roll a dice and you move around the board, and they liked their history games. I've noticed this when I was looking into Victorian board games in particular. But another thing with Victorians, they love parlour games. Parlour games are the big thing for Victorians. Anything that is small and easy to transport. Tiddlywinks. I've played Tiddlywinks. It was fun. It's annoying, but it's fun. I've played it with my grandmother. So yeah, Tiddlywinks. It's a very small. You just have these little dice, and you've got to flick it into this little box. With another, you get the big one, and you try and flick these smaller ones into that. It's so easy. I say easy. No, it's not. It is the most frustrating game. But again, it's just a simple game. This one I cannot remember the name of, but again, you just move around the board. You've got these. You spin this, and then again, no idea what this is. I'm assuming you kind of tap the hand and it flings it over there. Again, yeah. So we have some examples of 19th century board games here. The Victorians were very big on detail. They loved these very detailed board games. And this is just a few. I will say. There's so many. And this goes into Georgian period as well, because a lot of the games came from Georgian. They moved into Victorian. So yeah. That's that. So I guess I should ask, does anyone have any questions? And I will do my best to answer anything that you may ask. I didn't realize. This is an hour long. I didn't expect it to be an hour long. My goodness. What do you mean? What do you mean, where am I? I'm here. Not anywhere. Anyway, yeah, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to just drop them in. What do you mean I'm uncultured? I'm old. Oh, I've got it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. Yes. I had a blast. That was so fun. That was so fun. I should really do that. If there's any other topics as well that you would like me to mention, like do something like this in the future with, I will definitely take suggestions. I know people are interested in Japanese culture, so I'll definitely do one on that. Haven't got a Mac. Let me have a look. Suffered. Let's make. I mean, right now, right. So we've got. To Japan. Is okay, yeah. I think about that actually. The portrayal. That'd be interesting. I will mention anything to do with war. I'm not particularly in. I don't think I'll be doing, simply because I really do not like researching war related topics. And that is simply only because when I was growing up at school, it was force fed to me and I lost all interest in anything to do with World War I, World War II, anything. I cannot look at it. I hate it. I try to avoid political stuff as well because it bores me. But yes, I will look into those for Johnny. I'll have a special stream just for Johnny. Um Joe, I get it. I get it. You want the game. You want that one. It's fine. It's really sad because I would really love to do one on my dissertation topic, but unfortunately I can't. I've been told very much that I should not. So I won't. I won't. And if I want to get myself published this year, I need to do that. Pray for the day that I play Yakuza 0. What even it? I doubt it's compatible. I doubt it's compatible with device. Ow. Okay, no, we're not playing. We're not playing that. We're not playing that. I had a look at what that is. Pray for the day. I'm a cozy streamer, people. Let me play cozy games. I beg of you. So yeah, that was that. See, told you. I don't want to kill my computer. We already know that I have issues with streaming. But yeah, so we've spoken about that. I'm just gonna go here because that's just games. What? I'm listening. I'll think about it. Rob's isn't even here right now. I know that. Oh, I've just realised I didn't drink my coffee. It's cold. No, I made a coffee and it's cold. Tough. Jared, tough. Fine, I'll drink my cold. Yes, pop. PJ, very good boy. Eating this, PJ is just very addicted to that particular. Anyway, like I said, games there. That's some examples that I recommend. Manor Lords, I think is gonna be really fun. So definitely go. I hate this mic. I haven't even done anything. Nothing's changed at all. Anywho. Seven. I can do before I end. Like to make I give you best. I don't know what it is. I keep catching. I'm always ill at the minute. It's annoying. It is annoying. I guess I could talk about what plans are. So obviously I said I am very busy at the minute, unfortunately, and I don't particularly it depends on the day. So I won't be releasing schedules. I will be updating my Twitter, I'll be updating Discord if I'm gonna stream. Just have to go with that right now. I'm gonna be going ham on my uni stuff, try and get assignments completed in the next month. So I can focus on my dissertation because I increase my hours at my work, and I unfortunately am being evicted, so I need try and deal with that. I'm not looking. I've never moved in my life. I'm 25. Never moved. Again, I am raising funds for that process. I'm trying, you know, just ensure that I something. That's why I'm trying to get more, having to get more hours at work because I'm just needing to start going. Yeah. Donations are never mandatory. Please do not, but you need, especially of you all. And yes, you can Dream Elements. I have Wolfie as well. The links are all in there, as you can see. You can find them in my bio in the about section, everything. But again, not mandatory, optional. If you want, if you have, can. Love you forever. I'm joking. I hate asking, but yeah, everything helps me. This year is gonna be big for me. I'm looking forward to it. Again, I will stream when I can. I do believe I'm collabing on Saturday, possibly. Hint, person who is my mod, are we? I'm not ending. I'm just double checking if we're still going ahead with the collab. My goodness. But yeah, I'm possibly collabing with Kujo on Saturday. We're probably going to be doing, I don't know what we'll be doing. It's either going to be Minecraft or it's going to be Quilts and Calico. I think it's Minecraft because we haven't done it in a while. Neither of us has been on the Minecraft world in a while, actually, because I've been so. But yeah, so there's that. I have a few lovely people I have been asked to collab with, but they finally messaged me. So I'm gonna go and message them, and we have a possible collab coming at some point with Karnak, who used to be me driven. Have to do that, Kuj. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. You know, why am I crying? Why am I Thank you. I didn't. Why am I crying? No, don't encourage me. Don't encourage me. I think it's just stress. I think I'm just stressed. But thank you. That definitely helps. I'm off track. I'm off track. Where was I? Why did you do this? Okay. Alright, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Possible stream with Karnak, who recently had a rebrand. They were meme driven development. They've now rebranded to Karnak. They've kind of, his viewers have requested a little collab, so I don't know. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna message him, see if he wants to. And then I believe Snowy the Snow Fox messaged me ages ago, so I would like to be nice and actually message him back. Well, I have messaged him back, but we just haven't arranged. I was too busy. So yeah, I'll try and sort that out. I'm actually off uni for the next 3 weeks, but like I said, I will be doing a lot of uni work. So expect study streams maybe. We're gonna maybe do some study streams. Again, play some games, some collabs, we'll see. But again, keep an eye on my Twitter, keep an eye on Discord if you haven't already, and have a blast. Thank you so much as well. I've had an absolute excellent time. It's been so fun. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about the history of games. Yes, QJ? How may I be of assistance? Is my name. Do not overuse it. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun learning about some history of games and the importance of portraying history in video games. I think it's an important thing to know, and I hope you enjoy these games as well. You have overused it, but thank you for the tip again. I'm fine. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that at all. But again, thank you everybody for coming today. I hope you can go play some of these games and enjoy them. And definitely give Mana Lords a wish list on Steam. I think it will be a very interesting, and yeah. And if you find any history games, shoot them my way. I will love to look at. Anyway, let's have a look who is online today and who is streaming, and I will send you guys off to them. I haven't seen who's streaming today. Let me have a look. I've not been on Twitch at all. Look. Oh. I don't know why it's peaking today. It's very strange. Look. Is this the person? Okay. They're playing Stardew. So, guys over to them. I don't actually follow this person. I should probably drop them. Where am I going? Where am I going? Okie dokie lemon pokey. So again, I will see you guys. Be nice to Ali, okay? Thank you for joining me today. Love you lots. Bye bye.